Get out of my backyard. I'm trying to record a TikTok right now. All right, well, with that out of the way, we've got some other stuff to look at. Now we get to look at the other side. We're spending a lot of time on leftists recently. We get to shit on some fake alpha males now. Let's take a look. Fake alpha male is losing his mind. Classic story we've seen a few times before. Let's find out what's going on here.
All right, so in this video, we have that alpha male red pill life coach guy, Wes Watson, who will yell at you for $3,000 a month and coach you. So eventually you can yell at people and coach them so that they can learn to coach people or something. I'm still not exactly sure what he does, but I know there's a lot of yelling and coaching going on. And apparently it's been a very lucrative business for him. He loves talking about...
Man, basically anytime I see a guy posing like this on Instagram, I immediately assume there's some kind of fraud. I immediately assume the cars are leased or they're owned by someone else or they stole them. And I also just assume they run some shitty Hustlers University ripoff. Like when someone reaches out to me and they want to do work with me and I immediately see, like it used to be when someone would reach out to me and I see they have expensive cars in their profile, I'm like, oh damn, they're rich. Now if they have like 6 of them and I see a link in their bio to their course, I'm generally going to assume that there's something weird about them. And they're being disingenuous in some way. Maybe that's me generalizing too much, but I feel like I've just seen too many. I've seen too many of these red pill con artists out there ever since Andrew Tate blew up.
He loves talking about how much money he makes. And
I miss Ty now. Yeah, Ty Lopez is the GOAT, dude. Bring him back. He was a little funnier at least, unintentionally though. This phenotype is what women want. I mean, I think women would probably be attracted to him. He's tall and jacked. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. The problem is more that like he speaks like a weirdo.
It's so much he can't just say how much he makes in a year, and he has to break it down as much as possible so us poors can fully understand how much it really is.
I do about $2 million a month at 85% profit. Yesterday alone I did 90,000.
Okay.
But today so far just on the drive down here I did about 15,000 on the drive back here. Today we'll do anywhere between 30 and 200 grand. Every day I do between 30 and 200,000. I have about 40,000 in recurring revenue from all my programs that I get daily. So daily I get 40,000 regardless. If I don't.
Once again, anytime I see some video on Instagram or TikTok where I see somebody just going in depth about how much money they make right off the bat, and that's all they talk about, and they're like, if you want to find out how I made this money, join my course. I'm immediately like, all right, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. Because there is no one course in the world that can teach you how to make 200 grand a month or teach you how to make 90 grand a day. Teach you how to make 2 million a month. There's no course in the world that can teach you that. If you're actually at that level and you got it through legitimate means, it took years and years of trial and error. It took lots of experience. It took lots of failures. And you can't condense that into like a $40 course. If that was the case, they would never sell it or tell it to anyone. They would never give advice. They would want to keep their secret sauce to themselves so they wouldn't have competition.
Can do one thing.
So he really enjoys talking about how much money he makes, but when he's not doing that, he's usually having a meltdown over how little other people make and how he's so far above them. Like he's always going off on the pores, as Tom Segura would say, but Tom seems like the most down-to-earth person ever compared to Wes. I mean, one time he talked about flipping out and putting his hands on somebody because they didn't shut his car door properly. I think that's what he's saying here. Honestly, I'm not too sure. I think I might be too poor to even understand what he...
I mean, to be honest, I think the reason his voice is like that is probably from roids. This is something that happens with really, really jacked dudes who are on a bunch of gear. Their voice gets really hoarse. I think it hurts their vocal cords. I don't know the exact science behind it, but this is a common thing you say. Common thing you see with the gear guys.
He's mad about...
I don't operate too well around normal people because they're stupid. They're in their position. They're in the same position they're in.
Hanging out with Jack Doherty is so funny. As if Jack Doherty is a shining image of intelligence.
Because they're not that educated. They don't understand what the is happening. The motherfucker pushes my phantom door with his hand on the pane. I go, motherfucker, have you ever had your car washed? And he goes, what? I said, have you ever had your fucking car washed before?
Look at him making it up as he goes. He says, what? Like clearly making up this cool epic story on the fly of how he owned someone who touched his car.
He goes, oh, come on, Wes. I said, nah, dog, have you ever washed your car? And he goes, oh, come on, bro. I said, do you want someone putting their hand all over it? And I grab him by his neck, and I'm holding him by his neck. I'm like, you stupid motherfucker.
What the? Yeah. No.
This happens all day.
No, that's not good. I would
This
never
happens
let
all
someone
day?
like that get to me, though.
Oh, no.
Isn't there a certain point where you can't let people that are doing like that you're doing way better than get?
Why is Jack Doherty having good takes? Why is he actually right? Why is he owning him? Like, yeah, obviously somebody putting their hand on your car is like really cringe and annoying. Does that mean you should go out of your way to beat the fuck out of them if they haven't even destroyed it? No, obviously not. Obviously, if you're in any position of power or influence, you wouldn't want to do that and risk going to jail. Either this is a psychotic person or he's just a pathological liar. Maybe both.
Get to you, you know?
No, you have to teach them.
And you know you're too far gone when even this kid thinks you're out of control. Like, I always thought this kid was the worst, but I think Wes might have him beat. And it's just funny that Wes is always talking about how important money is, and he brags about how much he makes, but he always just seems miserable and lets the dumbest shit get to him. Like, if you remember around 5 months ago, he threw a temper tantrum at a Fresh and Fit event because somebody was talking about how materialism isn't the most important thing in life, which just caused him to lose it, and he's pretty much just been spiraling ever since.
Dude, God damn, look at whose shirt is that? Dude, your fucking mom bought you that. Your aunt bought you that for fucking Thanksgiving dinner. That's like Oshkosh Bagosh or some shit, bro. Holy shit. If those are men to you guys, go fucking kill yourself.
God forbid you say watches are not important to this guy.
No, it's the thing about materialism.
Watches are not important. Who cares? Who cares about getting a watch? I mean, it's like watches can be cool. It's kind of cool sometimes to have a swag Rolex, you know? I get it. They're kind of cool, but like the idea that it actually fucking matters to anyone, like who gives a shit? Who cares at all? You need to know the time. Yeah, true. You need the Rolex to tell the time. It's not like it's just on your phone. I'll tell you guys what. Shocking take here. People who are genuinely rich beyond their wildest dreams and are not insecure or trying to flash it to everyone, they're not constantly talking about watches and shitting on people for wearing whatever Oshkosh Bagosh is. I think part of the problem here is like I feel like there was kind of a movement of people for a while online. I don't know exactly how I would describe it, of like anti-materialists who were like, money doesn't matter at all. Money will never make you happy. You don't need money. And that's just absolutely not true. You do need money to live. You do need money to function. Obviously, being rich is better than being poor. Being rich is better than being middle class. It is. But to act like that's the only thing that matters is really, because obviously if the only thing you have is money and you have nothing else, you're probably going to be miserable. Now, it is easier to not be miserable if you have money because you can escape problems. Like in the United States, healthcare is pretty expensive. If you have a lot of money, you have access to the best healthcare. You can avoid these issues. If you have a lot of money, you won't be super worried about food or rent or car payments or car insurance or basic expenses that you need to function every day. That obviously makes sense. And even past that, past the bare necessities, having enough money that you can go on vacations once or twice a year and like hang out with your family or like buy your girl a nice dinner every once in a while. Like that is obviously a good thing. Like, once again, notice how I brought up buy your girl a nice dinner. It's because you can share it with other people. If the only thing you care about is money, you're going to be a miserable fucking loser. And you're going to constantly talk about money because you have nothing else.
Yeah, you worship it, dude. You worship it. Listen how reactive you are if someone says,
shave your goddamn arms.
See, you can't deal with it. You can't deal with it. Why would I shave?
Did he say shave your arms? Shave your arms? Shave your arms? I'm sorry. That's a little bit gay, you know, a little bit. I'll be honest. After I do my winter bulk and my fun spring cut, I might shave my arms. I might shave my entire body so you can see the muscle definition better. But I'm also not one of these guys that's constantly posturing about masculinity. I don't notice if somebody hasn't shaved their arms. I'm like, oh, shave your arms, bro. That's gross. That's weird. You know who shaves their entire body? Girls.
Shave my arms. I'm a man.
Look at these pale fucks.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Okay.
Shave your
He's pale. He's anti-white.
body. Aren't you a man?
So it's been around 5 months since that, and he still hasn't recovered. I mean, I don't think he ever will. And he's kind of proven their point. You know, he talks about money's so important and everything, but like I said, he seems miserable and is always having a meltdown over the smallest things. Like recently he talked about being in an Uber driver's car and he's flipping out at somebody on the phone, of course. And the driver tried to give him some advice, some good advice. And he said he shouldn't let people get to him that much. But of course, this just pissed Wes off even more. So he had to put the driver in his place and tell him how much money he has and call him a broke loser.
Driver, he was just quiet the whole way as I just fucking laid into this idiot on the way here, because these people, they always just fucking insert their fucking advice into my life. And whatever me and the guy were talking about, I had to yell at the dude, tell him he's a fucking dipshit, and he shut the fuck up. And then the Uber driver's like, you shouldn't let people get to you like that. I said, no, bro. No, bro. How old are you, dog? He said 67. I said, you're an Uber driver at 67. Let's just go over the facts. You just picked me up at my $25 million house. You're dropping me off at my warehouse. Look inside there. I opened the garage. I said,
It's hard for me to tell where the genuine like beliefs begin and the genuine perspective begins and where the character like ends. Like it's really hard for me to figure it out. Does he actually believe any of this? Is he just saying this for attention, or is he actually like getting into an Uber with some guy that's like just like some 67-year-old normal dude who's just driving Uber and just thinking like, man, look at this fucking loser driving an Uber while I'm here making videos on TikTok. This guy deserves where he is. Like, you don't even know that guy's like broke. Uber might be his retirement job. Maybe he likes driving. Maybe he actually has a bunch of money. He just doesn't want to work a normal job. He wants to work a, relatively speaking, compared to his past job, low stress thing where he just gets to drive people around, meet interesting people, being an Uber guy like that. That's totally fine. You don't know anything about that dude. If I rub his bald head, do you think it'd squeak like the pickles for SpongeBob? Probably. You should see that whole interaction. He threatened him and it was so epic. I mean, this guy just sounds like a fucking psycho.
Rolls Royces and Lamborghinis in there. That lifted truck right.
Like, this is not true masculinity. This is undoubtedly extremely feminine. Like, these guys will criticize like OnlyFans girls and women for like never shutting the fuck up, constantly talking about their sex work, constantly talking about how much money they make. Meanwhile, like, what is this guy even doing? Like, he sells a fucking course online. He screams at random people. He shits on random Uber drivers. Why is he taking an Uber then? That's a good point. He probably should have a driver for himself. He looks like criminal Keemstar, yeah. Like, the sign of true masculinity is definitely screaming at everyone around you, acting like a fucking ape all the time. You could never be masculine if you just like shut your mouth and act like a gopher and to keep to yourself. That's not masculinity. Masculinity is getting into drama with Uber drivers and then posting videos about like, I owned this old Uber driver who's broke. That's definitely true masculinity, guys. Come on.
There is 600,000. I was like, you're an Uber driver at 67, bro. Look at your physical condition and look at where you're at. You're an Uber driver. You just picked me up at my $25 million house. Like, you picked.
That is such a good question. Why does he have an Uber driver if he has a $25 million house? If I had a $25 million house, I would have 3 drivers on standby. I would have a new driver on standby every day of the week to drive me around with different colored cars. What? If you have a $25 million house, you better be making like 10 mil a year, 20 mil a year. How is he not exhausted? I mean, he does seem out of breath.
Pick me up there. You saw it, bro. Why are you giving me any advice? All you should do is ask me what the fuck I do and how I did it. And you should realize that top people, the only reason
top people,
a lot of you guys are not top people is because you don't yell at people.
So he's doing a real good job of proving how important materialism is. It sounds like all that money he has is making him real happy. I mean, that Uber driver was probably like...
Gonna be honest, bro, if you were a top person, if you were the top of the food chain, the most masculine guy in the world, you would not be posting videos with like your shirt unbuttoned, criticizing people for not shaving their arms on TikTok all day. Like, the audacity of somebody like this to declare that they are the most masculine person in the world when like their biggest claim to fame is their Instagram following and some shitty course they made to prey on young people who don't know anything about the world and want to get rich. That is not a masculine thing. He likes men. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, I guess. A lot of the people who are like the most outwardly like, I'm a masculine guy, they do, have interactions like that. It's kind of like the like classic, like, anti-gay, pray the gay away preacher phenomenon, where a lot of the guys that are the most outspoken are gay. There are probably Christians who believe in like the most literal interpretation of the Bible. They know that line that's like, a man shall not lay with another man. Therefore, they believe that homosexuality is a sin. But somebody who's actually committed to their religion, if you understand anything about Christianity or Catholicism even, you know that it's based on a system of forgiveness and not hatred. It's love thy neighbor, right? It's not constantly call gay people degenerates and talk about how disgusting they are.
Listen, I'm good with what I'm doing. If that's what making money is like, having roid rage every day over some stupid shit like somebody blowing a leaf blower outside your house, then I think I'm happy with what I'm doing.
We still need to hear this fucking noise when people have to just walk around your house blowing leaves because they don't have any better solution. It's fucking psychotic. Who the fuck likes this noise around their house twice a week to pay for it? Okay, there's a good...
Well, you got the money. Why don't you just buy a second house you can stay in while they're leaf blowing? If you've got so much money, you can easily avoid that. I feel like this guy is like living out of Airbnbs or something. I do not believe he owns a $25 million house at all. Daily, I make $30K to $200K, but at minimum, I make $40K. What? Yeah, true. Yo, Tom, someone threw a Molotov through my window this morning at 3 a.m. Any advice? Cover your body in vegetable oil and go to his house.
Invention for you motherfuckers. Shut. Watch. Here you go. Hey!
Yeah, good. Go scream at the guy you're paying to leaf blow your house and tell him to stop doing his job. Good idea. Or better yet, he probably almost never has this guy around. He probably hired him just so he could shit on him in this video. Or it's just his friend. This is the most masculine thing you can do. Being shirtless around your own yard saying, "Hey, hey, 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 hey." Get out of my backyard. I'm trying to record a TikTok right now.
Well, there the f you go. 2 minutes of the video wasted. Because these motherfuckers
Just delete the video and start recording again. If you're genuinely mad about it. Staged, yeah, clearly. Mogged by the leaf blower. The thing is, I don't even know if he's this pressed at all. I feel like it's probably all an act. I feel like it's probably all completely fake. I think this is all staged.
just don't get that it's so fucking annoying to sit there and... There's no possible way that needed to be done at that level. This is...
And imagine hiring this guy as your life coach. How sad is that? I mean, these people that are barely scraping by will seriously pay him thousands of dollars for him to yell at them. But I think he might be finally running out of losers to take advantage.
The thing is, this guy's definitely lying about how much money he makes. But the fact that people like him and Andrew Tate can make money off of young guys in the first place, I think it shows that there's some kind of problem with our society. Maybe it's more of a perceived problem than a real problem. But there is a perception of like, maybe just because of social media, because people are seeing so much shit online about these dudes. I don't know. It's like a chicken or egg thing. I don't know if it's because the economy is so fucked that people think they'll never make it out of it, and the only people they trust to tell them how to make it big are these like idiots on Instagram, or if it's like just a perception that the only way to be successful is to not be like an average normal dude. I don't know if it's just because I'm so online. I feel like nobody wants to just be a normal ass guy. I feel like nobody wants to just be a dude who has a like normal job that pays well and has a family. I feel like I don't really see people like that. Everybody needs to be like some kind of internet superstar.
Of because his views are way down. He keeps embarrassing himself. He seems to be getting more and more desperate. Like recently he was flipping out at his fans for being broke and not having at least $10,000 to pay for his course.
99% of you motherfuckers are in such a laughable position, it makes me sick to think that you actually should speak or know anything, or why the fuck you're even still breathing at this point.
Like, there's no way he thinks this. There's no way he actually thinks this. There's literally no way. I can't believe this. He's just saying this shit for attention. He doesn't believe any of it. He's a grifter. There's no way he actually believes any of what he's saying.
I want to always say, hey, invest in me, believe in me. I'll be your best student, motherfucker. Ain't no best motherfucker doesn't have 10 fucking G's, doesn't have 100 G's, doesn't have an M to spend. You don't even got a credit card? Who the fuck should ever trust you? You mean you want to get to a position like you see motherfuckers?
And this is the cycle and how like predatory it is. If you think about it a little bit, it's so disgusting. Because he's like, oh, you don't have $10,000 to spend on it, you'll never make it anyway. Which then encourages people who only have $10,000 or have less than that to spend it all on this shitty course. It's like, you guys know who Grant Cardone is? He's one of these, what do you call it? He's like a real estate Andrew Tate kind of guy. And there was this dude who went to one of his like talks, and the dude was like, I took out payday loans to get here so that I could listen to you speak. As if listening to one person's speech could ever change your life around completely. Like, obviously there are interesting, thought-provoking speeches from cool people that can definitely help you. But the idea that going to one of these things is going to change your life forever is really dumb. But I don't even want to shit on that guy too much. I want to shit on these fucking assholes more for making money off of this in such a predatory way.
It's like me having, you don't have 100 grand liquid to spend on your business? You losers and you dumb bitches. Yeah, I said it. You guys don't ever want.
Well, you're so epic. You call people losers and dumb bitches? No one's ever done that online before. You are truly the red-pilled alpha male who speaks his mind. I might even get canceled for this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Like, wow, amazing.
To give compliments up top because you want success to be what you already.
So this is a bold strategy for him, yelling at his fans for not wanting to put $10,000 on a credit card to pay for his course so he can continue to afford driving around in a Bugatti. I mean, it sounds like people are starting to come to their senses finally and realizing how embarrassing it would be to pay this guy. I mean, he's telling people, you can get to my level, but first you have to help me finance my lifestyle. You know, like, you want to get a Bugatti? Well, help me pay for mine first. And he always talks about how much money he spends every month, like it's a flex, but it just sounds like he's an idiot because he's probably going to go broke. I mean, I'm sure his sales are dropping, and like I said, he seems desperate, but...
That is the thing. If these people had actually been making this amount of money in the first place, they wouldn't be on TikTok screaming about it, trying to rinse their fucking audience for more cash. Which leads to the obvious conclusion that what they're actually doing is leasing a bunch of expensive cars, renting houses, trying to appear to be extremely successful. But the problem with that is when your entire business is built on the appearance of success, you need to constantly up the ante, right? Every new video, you need to have a new car, new house, new Rolex or something, and you're spending money on these things. And eventually the money's going to dry up. It's like they're pyramid scheming themselves into bankruptcy.
He'll never give up his lifestyle. That would be so embarrassing for him. You know, that's all he has. So he'd probably rather just go bankrupt. Like he said, he still spends $600,000 in monthly expenses. And I guess part of his marketing strategy is to brag about that while yelling at his fans for
600 grand in monthly expenses? I don't think Mark fucking Zuckerberg spent 600 grand in monthly personal expenses. What is happening?
not giving him enough money.
How do so many grown men
Is that like a Freudian slip?
who look like they're doing okay online not even have 10 grand? What the fuck? What are you guys doing? You don't even have 10 grand. No. Who takes offense to that is so fucking stupid. You should be like, well, damn. How do you have 600,000 in bills a month and still be buying dope ass shit? I can't even pay for my.
Still be buying dope ass shit. How you still be buying that dope ass shit?
Lame ass shit, and I have no savings. I'm a dumb. Please teach me how. I'm one of those idiots. As soon as you admit that you're a dumb fucking idiot, then you can change. As soon as you admit you're a fat titty having loser fuck, then you'll understand why the fuck you don't know shit about your stupid diet. You guys don't know.
I always love how also this type of guy, like there's like 3 settings they'll always film videos in. It's either in front of a bunch of cash, at the gym, or shirtless in their backyard, or in front of a car. I guess that's the 4th one. These are the only places these people ever go. They're only ever outside with their cars in the driveway, or here, okay, at the gym. Somehow they're, or a yacht. They're somehow never like in front of a desk doing work. They're somehow never in like a boring environment where money is actually made. They're always somewhere super exciting that will get their followers to want to spend money on them constantly at every single time. But they always act like it's such a candid thing, like, oh, here I am just, you know, chilling in my driveway with my 5 expensive Lamborghinis, just standing in the middle of it as, you know, as I usually am. And I saw this kind of dumb guy in my comment section, just had to pull up my camera to respond to him in the middle of having all of my cars pulled out of the garage, perfectly waxed so that I can talk about it.
Oh shit. You wouldn't be where you're at if you knew anything.
Yeah, so I don't know if business is going so great, if this is what he's resorting to. You know, it's so funny. He's supposed to be a life coach, and this is his life, flipping out on social media because people won't pay him because they're too broke. Like, shouldn't he have better things to be doing? You know, he supposedly has the life everybody wants, but this is what he spends his time doing, getting all worked up over broke people. And now he's falling for trolls, too. Like, recently somebody, just to mess with him, messaged him that they wanted a free trial for his course because they couldn't afford it. And Wes called him flipping out about how he's a broke loser. And it's so funny to think this is Wes trying to make a sale, you know, which has sadly probably worked way too many times.
How dumb are you guys? You guys are fucking dumb.
Tom, this is you in 10 years. If you could tell me that and I could predict with 100% absolute certainty that this would be me, I would jump off the Golden Gate Bridge tomorrow in Minecraft.
Biggest pussies, bro. So you look at a life like mine, and you are too scared to spend $3,000 to have a chance at having an opportunity to live like I live.
It's so manipulative. He's almost acting as if this is like a selfless thing he's doing. Like, oh, it's just $3,000. That's nothing to me. You're just paying me so that I can help you out. $3,000 is a drop in the bucket for entry to my knowledge base. Has he ever actually explained where his money comes from outside of this course? Because seemingly all he does all day is be on Instagram and TikTok, screaming at people, screaming at Uber drivers in stories that are potentially real, potentially completely fake. He's got these epic confrontation stories.
Do you get how stupid that is?
Wes, I'm trying to run up the money. I just need a trial period.
Listen, do you get how stupid that is? Do you understand how stupid?
If you're actually making as much money as he says he is, he would not be wasting his time on this, on answering a call from some random guy that wants to give him $3,000, which according to him is a drop in the bucket. He would not be on the phone trying to manipulate him into paying for his shitty course. Like, your time, it should be much more valuable than this if this is how you're spending it. This makes no sense.
You are by even telling someone on my level that you want a trial period. Do you understand what you look like to me? Do you think I would work with someone who wants a trial period when it's knowledge? This is not something you try.
You can hear the dude on the phone laughing in the background, baiting him.
Fucking idiot. This is knowledge that once you have it, you're skilled to make money. Do you understand how dumb?
For anyone watching this who maybe has been fooled by these hucksters before, time for a reality check. There is no one piece of individual knowledge or information that will make you a millionaire. That's just not the case. Unless you're like scamming people and you find out about some new scam. That's not going to happen. That's not how being rich works. People who get rich are rich because a collection of knowledge and experiences that they have gathered over time. At least you're born rich. Yeah, but if you're born rich, there's no like one piece of knowledge you can even impart to anyone because you don't know anything. You're just born rich. In all seriousness, young men need good male role models, and not this nor Andrew Tate. Yeah, I mean, that would be nice. I mean, I feel like ideally your male role model would be your dad, but if it's not going to be him, it really should not be Andrew Tate.
What you're saying is, people like you ruin my brain, bro. Don't ever hit me up again. You ruined any chance. I had to just call you to tell you how stupid you are, bro. This is how stupid you are. Okay? Stupid?
Yes, that was amazing. And I love that Wes is trying to act like he just called him.
Has anyone checked what exactly they're teaching? Typically, it's like drop shipping and then how to make like Instagram videos. Typically, that's it.
To tell him he's a broke loser and he didn't want to work
Or I guess in Tate's case with his old courses, it was how to like pimp out girls on webcam.
with him, and he didn't want him to sign up for his course because obviously he's just trying to shame him into buying the course. Like, why else would he waste his time talking to a broke loser for free too? Isn't his time more valuable than this? I mean, he's spending it getting trolled. And it happened again too with the same person. He told Wes he'd sign up for the course, but then when he has him on the phone, he makes a P. Diddy joke at the end, and Wes just loses it and drops the hard R.
Yeah, I was just trying to sign up for some coaching, bro.
Wait,
You opted in for the business coaching. Are you trying to build a coaching business, or are you just trying to get ripped? What are you trying to do?
Shit, I'm trying to do both, really.
Yeah, because on Instagram, I can just video chat you right there. I don't have to fucking, and I can send you the stuff. I can see that you got it.
All right, bet, bro. Hey, is Diddy with you?
Cool, yeah. What's up?
Is Diddy with you?
no.
Is Diddy there with you?
Weirdo. Another one of these fucking weirdos. God, you dumb little nigger. Fuck you, dude.
Yo, let's go. Redeemed. Jesus Christ. That's crazy. I did not see that coming at all.
Yeah, so this is what Wes Watson is up to now. Sounds like things are going real well. I guess this is what chasing money has led to. Him desperately yelling at trolls to buy his course so he can afford a Bugatti. What a life. So that's about it here. But make sure you check out my Patreon account.
True. Too lazy to try makes great videos, but that's not the only one we have today.